We have an interview with another pro player, a very good youngster actually. He's one of the best athletes from Africa. I think he's born in South Africa, and he grew up there. He's one of the best like four players in South Africa. He was number one in juniors in whole continent Africa. And he's actually very small. We don't see that here in the picture, but he is actually a small guy. Very cool dude. I met him when I think he was 15, because I was there in Stellenbosch at the tournament. And Kholo, so how are you? Long time no hear from you. How is life?
Yeah, things are good. I know we've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I guess busy every day, training, been finishing up school,
Okay.
you know, yeah, just doing new stuff. Uh, and now I've actually moved to the States in
Okay.
Florida.
Oh,
Um,
didn't even know that. Okay.
so I'm adjusting to that. So yeah, pretty recent. So
Got it. Got it. So you're doing college there in States? That's
no, I moved to the States for training.
okay.
This year my main focus for this year is still futures challenges. Try break through the futures as quick as possible. So yeah, I think it was a good move. I'm happy in the States.
Nice.
New team, still settling in. We're learning about each other on the court, off the court. But I think it was a good move for my tennis.
Nice, nice. But when did you? Was it just a recent move? Because I didn't know that you were now in the States.
Yeah, it was. I left South Africa around end of February. I went to Egypt, to Sharm el Sheikh for about 2 weeks of tournaments, and I came straight to the States, which
Okay,
was about exactly on the 15th of March.
okay,
So yeah, yeah.
got it, got it. But let's like there's the first question. If you wear a Metallica shirt, is that a Metallica shirt that you wear?
Yeah, it's I bought it at H&M. I saw it, I liked it, I made it mine. So
Perfect. That sounds good. Perfect, perfect. But let's jump back to the first kind of year. So you were born in South Africa, is that correct?
yes,
Born in South Africa, and then when did you start
yeah,
tennis? How did you come to the sport of tennis? So just give us a short insight on the first couple of years of your life.
all right. I love talking about this. So my
Yes.
my brother played tennis. My family never played, but my brother started playing tennis when he was about 11. He stayed in a small town, small city in South Africa called East London, down in the Eastern Cape along the coast. And they needed a black tennis player for the city. And one of the kids at school, one of their parents said, "Hey, I know a kid that can maybe play tennis," and that was my brother. And he kind of filled in that spot for a black tennis player that they needed
Well, why
to
did you
kind
need a
of
black?
fill in. So it was like you play for, I'll say, for the state,
Okay.
and you need players on merit, and then they would need a development players.
Okay.
Um, so I guess my brother was there to take the spot. He went in there, he did good, he was winning matches. He had never even played tennis before. But
Okay.
very quickly he got better and better. And at that time I was still playing rugby, cricket, soccer, squash, swimming, athletics, karate,
Oh
and
wow.
exactly in that year I was doing South African karate. I
Okay.
was about 7 years old, almost eight maybe. And eventually my brother started traveling, and he eventually made it onto the South African team to travel to Malaysia in around oh, 2012 maybe,
Okay.
2011. Um, so once he made that team, I kind of said, I'm done with karate. Even though I'm doing say karate. I'm done. I want to follow in my brother's footsteps. And there I went. I stopped karate and I just went straight into tennis. It was a little easy to begin because I played squash, very similar movements and everything. So
Yeah.
I started tennis. I enjoyed it. I loved it. And my brother was my main motivation. And the better he did, the more interested I got. And I guess that's how it really started. And I guess I just didn't look back. And along the line, when I was about 15, 16, I ended up stopping all the other sports just to focus mainly on tennis, even though rugby is still my favorite sport.
Really?
But
Rugby.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I like to get physical.
Okay, but funny because I told already all the people that you're not the tallest guy on tour. What is your height? Do you know that in centimeters?
In centimeters, it is either 1.65 or 1.66. So I'm a very short guy.
Well, how tall is Schwarzman?
Schwartzman is about 1.67.
Okay, yeah, and
Yeah,
he's like I think he's one of the really like smallest. So, but funny that you say you want to play rugby. So you just running through the legs of the other people then, like when taking the ball and just running, or because you're not one
I
of
would.
those big guys standing in the front line
Yeah,
like fighting for the center.
yeah, I did anything I could not to get tackled. But funny enough, I loved tackling other people.
Really? Okay.
So yeah,
Very, very interesting, and it's actually in South Africa. It's a big sport for all the people that are here now listening. Rugby is a huge sport in South Africa. They're one of the, I would say, three nations in rugby, or like at least the top five. They're always battling with New Zealand. Isn't it true that they have a battle with New Zealand always?
yeah, New Zealand and South Africa, it's a big rivalry. Also with England and Australia. But we did win the World Cup in what 2019, 2018, 2019. We won the World Cup, so I guess we're the number one.
For sure, for sure. So actually, yeah, how did we met? I mean, we met in Stellenbosch actually, and at the tournaments there. I was there with some German players, and then I think you got a wild card for these tournaments there to participate, like in one of the first probably ITF's mains. So after you started playing tennis, and how old is your brother? Like how many years older is he?
He's 3 years older than me. So right now he's 21.
Okay, so you're just 18, turning 19 this year.
Yeah, so
And
he'll be 22. I'll be 19.
Okay. How was the situation with the coaches there? I mean, I saw South Africa just a little bit, Cape Town, Stellenbosch, and I just, of course, know Anthony Harris, the academy, which was there. How was the situation there? What was your coach? Where did you train? Because to go professional, you need to have at least a little bit of professional setup. How was that in South Africa?
Yeah, so I was saying, I think coaches around South Africa, they're good. They know their stuff, but the one tennis academy for me that I felt I'm in a professional environment. I've got people that know what it takes to become a professional, and that was the Anthony Harris Tennis Academy. They helped me a lot to get through the junior career, my junior career. I had my fitness trainers that I worked with in South Africa, Murray Ingram from the Connect Academy down in Cape Town. And so I had a very good fitness trainer. And he also had a really good team around him and the other rugby players. Actually, I was the only tennis player there, but the rugby players there, they were, it started off as friends and became family, and everyone had a goal of becoming one of the best athletes in the world, but not just best for me tennis player, and for them best rugby player.
Sure.
So that environment really helped me.
Perfect. When did you go to the Anthony Harris Tennis Academy?
I joined the Anthony Harris Tennis Academy in 2017 around August.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was before that I was training in Pretoria with at the John Lafney Tennis Academy.
Never heard of that.
I'm not sure if you'll know him.
No.
So yeah, and after that we went to Anthony. I thought it would be the best place for me. I've always loved Cape Town. So we moved down there, and I guess things went very well. And yeah, I don't regret going there because it was a very good spot for me. It helped me as a person in general, as an athlete and as a tennis player. So I'm very fortunate to have Anthony in my life. It's a pity we had to split ways, but he helped me big time, as well as my my fitness trainer back home, Murray Ingram.
Okay. What was the main reason then for going away there? Because I mean, Anthony, the academy, as I know, of course, I mean, we all know the Harris, the other Harris that is making their way up to the top. Hopefully, I don't know, top 20, top 10, maybe one day. Who knows? He's on a good way now at the moment. But also there are some other players. So what was the reason then to split ways and go completely over to the States?
I think it was a lot of I mean, with me and Anthony, it was good personally. I think on court, I felt amazing off the court with Anthony, but there's probably a lot of things behind scenes that that didn't really go well. You know, not seeing eye to eye, not agreeing on some things with my family, the coach's foundation. But yeah, I think personally with me and Anthony, I was very very happy with him, and I could have. I was wishing that I could go on until I retire with him, but yeah, I guess not everything goes super smooth. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but it was a little tough, when things, when your parents and the academy they don't really agree. It was pretty tough on me, mentally. They go to the
Can imagine. Yeah.
academy, go home, and things like that. So yeah, but I think you're still left on good terms with
Cool.
Anthony.
Cool.
So yeah.
They have a very interesting thing there going on with the foundation that you said. I want to just jump on that for short because a lot of people are thinking South Africa. How can people like develop getting like pro players? I mean, here even in Germany, it's hard for kids to get a pro player, but then in South Africa, of course, with no money, it's kind of. I mean, of course, there are some wealthy people, but not the majority. So then the academy came up with a kind of a foundation, and they found sponsors that that sponsor kind of the academy, and from that money they could afford like a travel coach for you. And how was the whole? I just know kindly how it works. Can you give us a more detailed insight on how it exactly worked?
Yeah, so I give them big credit for that foundation. They helped me and my family out big time when we came into Cape Town, and for the whole duration of us being there. And what they do is, I would say they've got a lot of good contacts around South Africa, around the world, and they have fundraisers to help the kids that can't really afford, traveling for a whole year and afford the training. So I think it's a very good thing that they're doing. It's a positive thing, and they try to help as many kids as possible, to get their training and to play as many tournaments and just develop and progress. So yeah, they try get as much funds as possible for the academy players that are like what that can't really afford the traveling and training. So yeah.
Sure. Makes sense. You don't need to answer that question, but did you sign a contract for like that foundation that they give you money and fundraisers is kind of okay if you make it one time to top whatever and make some and you earn some money? Do you have to did you sign a contract there or?
No, there was nothing on paper.
Okay.
We had never signed anything, but for me, after them helping me so much, I had always thought, hopefully, if I was to make it, I would definitely want to give back for those that helped me. Whether it's on paper or not, just for them wanting to help me out, I would definitely want to give back to them as well. So,
Perfect. Yeah, I understand. That's cool. Does I mean Federer also have South African roots? I mean, most people even they don't know that till today that he's 50% South African. What is the impact in South Africa on Federer? Because I mean, he's not often there. Now he was there for the show match against Rafa. Yeah, against Rafa there. Have you been there at the match? Was it still when you were in South Africa?
I actually stay about 5 minutes from the stadium, 5 minutes walk.
Okay.
But I didn't go see the match. I was fortunate enough to go already see them in Australia the year before in 2020 as well, and I actually had to prepare for tournaments, so I
Okay.
kind of had to sacrifice the match
Okay.
um, for me to go do well in my next couple of events. But I think his impact, not just in South Africa but around the world, is amazing. And a lot of kids back home look up to Roger, and when you hear that he's like 50% South African, I think South Africans grab that and they hold on to it. So,
But how is the
yeah,
impact in South Africa? Like, is there a lot of kind of like tennis centers that is more like, because here in Germany, if I ask my kids here in the academy, is Roger like 50% Swiss and 50% something else? Most of them they wouldn't know. Is it like, does everyone know in South Africa that he's half South African?
I think if you're a tennis fan, yeah, a lot of them know that he's South African because of his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say a lot of South Africans know that.
Okay, okay, okay. So then you made it up, like in the rankings, as I said before, like a top ranked player in Africa under 18. You played also the junior Grand Slams because you were in the top 20, top 15 of the ITF juniors. That is just like some months ago, because now this year you're not
Yeah,
a junior anymore. You turn 19, and it's just till you're 18, and now it's a real life starting. You need to get some ADP points. Now the big guys are coming. Even on the juniors, you have some big guys already with 18. They're already mature, as you see Alcaraz and all these young guys that always are already like are big and can hit the ball. Um,
yeah.
what is your favorite surface? Because in South Africa, I assume you grew up on mostly hard court. So is that your favorite surface?
My favorite surface to actually, the one that I enjoy is clay for sure. My win percentage in 2019 was like 50% on clay, and it was almost like I don't know. On hard court, it was insane. I lost like what 11 matches on hard courts, and I'd won like what, 45 on. I won 45 on hard and lost 11 in 2019. But on clay, oh, I lost like half of the matches. But if I had to choose, if you tell me, we put $1 million on the table, a match on hard court or clay, definitely hard court.
Okay, yeah, it's interesting because yeah, as you're a small guy, I mean, serve is definitely like like probably a weaker shot for you and an advantage for the opponent. And if you go to clay, I could assume it's maybe a little easier for you to get into the rallies when you have a big server. But yeah, it's interesting that you like clay. But I saw you also on clay these tournaments in Stellenbosch. Unluckily, they got cancelled, and then because of sponsors, I think they wanted to do it in 2020. Then Corona hit, so yeah, really unfortunate that it's these futures are not there anymore. But yeah, I saw you there already as a young kid, and everyone was like, "Ah, Kholo and stuff, and a good guy and good junior. Let's see how far he can get." So very interesting, and yeah, making it now from the juniors, and actually pretty unlucky for you, and that your like last year of juniors was the year that Corona kind of destroyed everything. I mean, no Wimbledon that year, no US Open. Was there US Open for you that year?
No US Open and no Wimbledon.
That is really unlucky. I'm sorry for you, because that's yeah, for some guys they just make it up the ranking. They can play the slams. Have you played Wimbledon the year before, the qualies?
The year before, I got injured 2 days before French Open qualies, uh, and my it was my back, and I wasn't ready for Wimbledon still, so I didn't go there. It would have been super expensive, and if I'm not physically ready, what's the point of going?
So you're in Israel actually at the moment. So you're playing ITFs in Israel. How many weeks are you there? I just saw you lost the first round, the last
Mhm.
tournament. So probably next week is the next main draw for you, as you made yeah, actually a second round in a big challenger event already, which was good against actually a good guy. Was it Braden Schnur you played?
Yeah, Braden.
Uh,
Yeah,
played a very good match there, and got 7 ranking points. Now ranking is around 1,000, which is already good, because then you get in all the main draws of the ITFs, because I know the struggle if you have to play qualies for the ITFs all the time, because there's also some good guys in the qualies. And for how many weeks are you there now in Israel? And how is it there?
It's the previous week, the tennis didn't go the way I wanted it to, but I was still happy. Played a good guy, 6 seed, round about 600 ATP. He's actually playing the finals tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. Getting used to the courts, getting used to the place. I felt very comfortable at the club. I got the chance to meet Judy Seller, who was also coached by Anthony. So yeah, I spoke with him a bit, got some advice. A lot of people around the club knew who Anthony was, so it kind of felt like I'm at home. I was
Cool.
treated well. So I was very happy. Got to see a bit of Tel Aviv with a few friends of mine. So yeah, it was nice. Feeling happy though, feeling good. Still got some things to work on, but I stopped playing on Tuesday, so there's still some time to kind of prepare and everything. But yeah, it's an interesting place. The holy city. First time in Jerusalem. Very interesting to see. What's around here. There was actually a protest outside a couple of minutes ago.
Oh, really?
So yeah. But it's nice. I'm happy. It's just another nice experience. For a story to tell one day when I'm older.
That's 100% sure. I mean, I was in Israel also before, and actually a very nice country. I was like, in the beginning, you think, oh, Israel, Middle East, maybe it's dangerous and you don't know what to expect. But in the end, actually, I did like it, and it's kind of a beautiful country there. And I've traveled there after that time, actually, like two more times to tournaments there in Akko. I did like it there, so very nice. So coming back to the transition now from the juniors to the mains. Actually, there's a question in the chat. The first question was, did you text Lloyd after his good performances the last week? I assume you're in pretty good contact with him, of course, practicing together for some years.
Yeah, I was very fortunate enough to practice with Lloyd. I actually called that he would be top 50 before December 2021, and he's top 50 already. So it's amazing to see what he's doing. It inspires me. I got the chance to hit with him every day, to learn from him. To see what it takes to get to that level. I mean, I'm pretty lucky to be friends with him and to be able to train with him. In past. So yeah, but the transition, it's it's tough. Obviously, it's not going to be easy, but I still believe I can get through it. I just got to play more and more on this level. Work on the right things. With COVID, it's a bit tougher. The point system, the tournaments, and all that. But I think the main thing I got to do is just focus on developing my game and playing every match. Just play the ball. Don't worry about money, prize money, who you playing, what seed, where the country is. Just got to go there, play the match. Because now this is where my career really starts. Juniors is done. Come onto the circuit and improving as much as possible and enjoying the journey as well. Can't forget about that.
Yeah, sure. But the main topic was there that no one cares what was your ranking in juniors. So many players that were top in juniors and never made it somehow, even on the rankings. And some other guys that are now top 10 have never been like top 10 in juniors. We had Ilya Marchenko here on the stream some days ago. He was top 50, and he said he was like not even top 200 in juniors because he couldn't afford traveling with the juniors. But when he played any tournament in Ukraine, he was playing well because he had the level of, like, let's say top 20 juniors. But he was not traveling. And some kids from the parents or some kids from the academy, they just don't play these kind of junior tournaments that much because they try to prepare for the bigger tournaments right away, which I don't like that much, because I think it's a great experience to do the junior tournaments and the junior tour. And then, as you did, was perfect. I mean, if you have the chance with 15 already getting some wild cards for the men's and competing there, to just see how they practice with them there, staying there 3 weeks, feeling somehow confident there on the tournament. That once you're there, and like right now, you need to practice and hit there and play matches, that you're not like going there and like, look, oh, now I'm here in the shark tank, and I'm the little fish and they're gonna eat me up. So you feel like you know what's going on there. You know how life is there, and that's on all the stages the same. I had it with several players when they went to bigger stages tournaments like 25s or 60Ks with the girls, or the challenge events with the guys. The first times you always like, oh, okay, if there's a guy asking me like, did I book the court, I'm probably want to take my bag and walk off the court, because probably he booked the court. And now in the 50s you say, hey, come on, I booked the court, go back and double check, I'm sure I booked the court, back off, but that's what you don't do on the challenger. And the same from the challenger to the ATP. So I do understand that part, of course, 100%. And that's definitely true. So so then, what is your next plans after Israel? So you stay like 1 more week or 2 more weeks? I didn't get that.
This is actually this is my last week.
Okay.
So I played this week, and I head back to Florida, train some more, and for I think I've got some 25Ks in Dominican Republic, jump from the 15th. So I got to prepare very well for that.
That sounds not too bad. Dominican Republic. What do you say? What do you say to people that say, "Hey, Kholo, you have a great job playing some tennis, traveling the world, seeing the beautiful places"? Like, that's what you hear probably also very often. What do you tell them?
A lot of my friends, or a lot of people, they're like, I'm sure you enjoy traveling. You get to see this, you get to see that. And I'm like, well, it's nice, but it's mainly tennis courts, hotel, tennis courts, hotel. If you're lucky enough, you get to see the city, you get to travel around. But for me, to be honest, I'm actually a guy who likes to, play my tennis, go back to the hotel, relax, hang with my friends, or if I have to do something, by myself, I'll do something, go for dinner. I like to keep it easy. Unless there's something that's really attracting me outside, then I'll go see the place. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about traveling. I've got some mixed feelings. It depends. I like it sometimes. I don't really like it sometimes. But yeah,
it's part of it. Yeah, it's part of the job, actually. Yeah, and I had the same, like, traveling. I mean, I've seen so many countries and so many different cities. But as you said, most of the time, just the airport, the site, and the hotel room. And as soon as you lose, and it's the last tournament, or you're only forward to one tournament, you don't do like sightseeing for 2 days or go to a safari. You just want to go home as soon as possible. So you take the next flight and go back. I mean, in Cape Town, it was the case that we had the flight booked already before going there. So we knew, okay, we stay 3 weeks. It doesn't matter how she plays or how the player plays. And then in the end, she lost, I think, quarters in the last tournament. So we had like 3 days till our flight back was leaving. So we went to Cape Town, of course, Table Mountain and Lions Head. Sebastian Prechtel, you know him as well. He has actually he has a place there to stay. I think also the parents, one of the parents is South African. So Namibia. They go to Namibia every time, like between Christmas and New Year's. Also a German tennis pro, he's around, I would say 800, 900, something around there. So we went with him to Lion's Head, and also we went to a safari. So we could do something, but that's kind of the rare case that you can just do something like that. Okay, Kholo. We have a small little game here that I do with all. Go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
I would actually want to know, what was your favorite place? It better be South Africa. The best place you've traveled to?
Oh, I mean, Cape Town is definitely in South Africa. Stellenbosch definitely is one of the top 3 places that I even could imagine moving there. I mean, of course, it's sometimes a little dangerous, and you have to be careful what you do there. And of course, Cape Town even more than Stellenbosch probably, because Stellenbosch is more of a student's town. Actually, my best friend studied there law in Stellenbosch. He was there for a year studying there, and I really liked it with all the wine. Vineyards and everything. There are beautiful places in Stellenbosch, and also in Cape Town. So there's definitely like a top three of the places that I really want to go back and making maybe some more holidays or even on a tournament. I don't mind. Definitely one of the nicest places. I think you would agree, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's a lovely place. I mean, it's a little biased because I live in Cape Town and I've been to Stellenbosch a lot, but it's a lovely place.
So your parents are still in Cape Town now? Are you gonna visit them? Quite like.
My parents actually moved to Johannesburg. My
Okay.
brother's in college. I'm in the States, so they didn't really want to go to Cape Town, but me and my brother wanted to. So now that we're not there, they're back in Johannesburg.
Okay, so that's where you grew up in Johannesburg?
Well, I grew up. I mean, I
Pretoria?
lived in I lived in East London for about until I was 12. I moved to Pretoria until
Okay.
I was 15, 14. And then I moved to Cape Town, around 14, 15. And now I'm in the States. So I guess I grew up in East London, Pretoria, and Cape Town.
Okay, interesting. So one more question, because I had yesterday actually a tactical and technical talk about the topspin volley, and I have a guy here in chat that's regularly here, and we're discussing about topspin volley, and he's like the guy that likes to play more of a normal volley when he approaches to the net. Give me your insight on what do you think about topspin volley or normal volley?
A topspin volley?
Okay, that point goes to Alex. Topspin volley? What is that?
I mean, I think I played. When I'm out on the reach, and you just kind of just reaching out wide, and you.
No,
I don't know,
not a
but
topspin volley. Like if you hit a good shot, your opponent puts the ball up high like a drive volley, and then you approach the net and take the ball out of the air and play a topspin like a drive volley.
well, okay, I mean, you're asking the wrong person, because I always frame it. Well, I miss it all the time. And
Okay.
the girls are the best at doing that. So
Okay. I need
me,
to
I
ask you guys. But
prefer normal volley.
okay, but do you go sometimes to the net, or you try to avoid
Oh
it?
yes, I love the net.
Really?
Drop shot, I come in as much as possible. I love volleying on the feet. It's much better. I love volleying, so
Okay,
keep me
interesting.
away from the net.
Really? I mean, that's so funny. You're like 155 or 156, and you say you love volleying. I mean, everyone says, like, hey, just play a lob, or like, he has not the reach of Isner, so you can definitely pass him.
Yeah.
But be careful if Kholo comes to the net, then better be careful. Okay, there's this guy that I was referring to, topspin volley. He just says, okay, Metallica shirt, no topspin volley, new favorite player, Kholo Montsi.
I like him already.
Okay, we go through a short this or that question before we go to the end of the interview. So I just throw in some questions, and you have to give me your answer. Not much thinking, just one or the other, this or that question, okay? So we start with summer or winter?
Summer.
Snowball fight or water balloon fight?
Snowball fight.
Snowball fight. How often, sorry to interrupt here, how often did you see snow in your life? Because Cape Town, I think, is not a snowish country. Snowish
I've only
city.
seen snow 5 times. I've been in snow only 5 times.
So water balloon fight was probably more often in your childhood, and then
it happened a lot. It just got boring.
Okay, dog or cat?
Dog.
Mountains or beach?
Beach.
Cardio or weights?
Weights.
Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Love or money? Okay, we can skip also.
Can I say this? Can I say I love my money? Can I say that?
Yes, sure. I mean, 100%. You love your money. It's fine.
I think I'll go with love.
Because maybe there's a girl watching here the stream, or like seeing the interview later on, and if you say money, you're out of here. So you're single at the moment?
Yes, I am. I'm a single man.
Okay. Yeah, it's tough. On the tour life, it's tough. Okay, we go ahead. Like some more. Puzzles or board games?
Board games.
Talk to animals or speak all human languages?
Talk to animals.
Nice. Be reborn in the past or in the future?
In the past, yeah.
Okay, when about?
Mm, yeah, I'd love to be born again with the same knowledge that I have now.
Like when? Like 300 years ago?
Yeah, let's say 100 years ago.
100 years ago. Okay. Yeah, then you could also already play tennis. Yeah, definitely. You would be, that would be definitely, you would be a very successful guy. You would start Amazon like 100 years ago, and then you would be trillionaire probably today. Okay. You would prefer being invisible or being able to read someone else's mind?
Read someone else's mind.
Okay. Favorite Grand Slam?
French Open.
Okay, Roger or Rafa, is that then a question if you say French Open?
Rafa every day.
Really? So if you would decide, you would go with Rafa?
Yeah. Rafa's my idol. I love him.
Have you met him?
Yes. Seen him about like 6 times. I spoke with him once in 2019 Oz Open.
How was that?
Yeah. It was the longest 1 minute of my life. It felt amazing.
So what did you talk about then?
I remember he was training in the indoor courts, and we were at the junior locker rooms. And he walks in. I go to my locker, and I look right, and I look away. I'm like, and I look again, and it's Rafa there with Carlos Moya. So yeah, I was like, should I greet him? Should I not? But I didn't know if I would get the chance again. So I go up to him, I put up my hand, and I say, "Hey, Rafa, good luck for your match." And he goes, "Hey, man, good luck to you too." And I was like, "Thanks so much." And I walked. It was less than 1 minute, but it felt like a minute.
So cool. Yeah, I mean it's nice. I also had the chance to kind of talk to him. Yeah, because actually I played him with my player and at the French 219 second round main draw. So of course, like before the match, after the match, you somehow meet each other. And I had kind of the same time with him than you. I didn't talk more than that. But I can definitely imagine of standing there, and like the same with Roger. I mean, there was even longer because we practiced like sometimes with him at that Aussie Open 2020. And yeah, if he comes up, and then I mean I needed to feed the ball to Roger during a practice session, and I'm like, fuck, don't mess this up. I mean, I had like I was tight even feeding a ball to him. So that was definitely
It
fun.
must have been amazing.
Yeah. But in that moment, if you feed the ball, you're like, okay, hopefully it doesn't bounce double before it hits the ball, or you hit it just like behind the baseline. So, but it went well. I could control the feed, and I was just going closer to the net, so I don't have that much of a risk. Okay, like we have 3-4 more questions. So, would you like to have no taste or be colorblind?
Colorblind.
Okay. Would you prefer to know the date of your death or the cause of your death?
The date of my death.
The date of your death. Okay. Pasta or pizza?
Pasta.
Watch or play sports?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Watch or play sports?
Play sports.
And the last one is piercing or tattoos?
Tattoos. Yeah.
Tattoos. Okay. Do you have one?
No. I would like to have one here, around my bicep, and one here, but I'll never get it. I just like seeing them, but I won't get it.
But you said you want to have it.
I mean, I don't want one, but I don't know.
You could imagine having it one day.
I could imagine having one day, but to be honest, I don't think I won't get it. My parents don't like that, and I respect them, so I wouldn't get it.
Okay, interesting. Oh.
Yeah.
So you have a very close relation still to your parents and to your family.
Yeah. They're like my parents and my friends, so it's all good.
Did you have a chance to meet Kevin Anderson probably at some point? Did he because there's a question in the chat also, did he give you any advice on how to deal with the pressure of not only playing for the country but the continent? When someone from Africa does well, everyone in Africa will be happy. And also about the ATP Cup. Give us some insights on that.
Well, at ATP Cup was the first time I actually met Kevin. You know, I'd heard about him and everything, and you know, he was the first time I see Kevin, and um, yeah, he knew about me, so that kind of made me feel good. And I got the chance to warm him up in his first match back after injury against Novak Djokovic,
He played a
and
very
we
good
go on.
match. That's why he played so
Yeah,
good. That's why he played so good,
I
Kholo. It
guess
was you.
it was my warm up. But yeah, it was an amazing feeling. You know, it was Kevin, Novak, and Troitsky on one court, and the small little 5'5" kid, you know, hitting balls with Kevin, and I'm trying not to miss. You know, I'm trying to make it the ball perfect for him. So yeah, it was good. And as we went for a team dinner as well, and while we were walking, you know, he was telling me about college or going pro and transitioning from juniors to college and from college to pro, and he gave me a lot of information that I took in, and the right things to work on, what to do, what not to do, what to focus on, what not to focus on. And unfortunately, before coming to Israel, I had about 3 sessions with him again in Boca Raton, in Florida. So yeah, it was good for me. It was a good few days of preparation,
Mhm.
just to see how he works with his team, how he does his warm ups, his everything. Because I would say that right there was like a true definition of discipline and hard work. So yeah, it is. It is very. I was very fortunate to meet him and to be able to be in contact with him. So yeah.
Did he like serve like for real in the warm up? Like, how was it to return his serves?
I can't even count the aces, so we're gonna skip that.
I mean, it's for everyone. It's hard, and I can imagine for you as well. Like that kick serve, you can smash that ball. I mean, other people almost can smash it. So
The sad thing is I can't even smash it. So
you just either stand like inside the court or you go off the court, like in the first row of the audience, probably.
yeah.
Can
No,
imagine.
the worst thing is it was on clay as well, so it bounces even more.
Yeah. What was the thing that you have in your mind when you think back of the times when you like practice with him or with other guys, also Lloyd? What was the thing that you kind of soaked and tried to implement in your practice and in your career? Something that made like an aha effect where you said, "Oh wow, okay, this is very interesting, and I need to stick to that." Is there something that you have in mind?
Whenever I hit with a top pro player, I just try to look at the things that he does and try not copy it, but kind of bring it into my game. Um, it's not going to be the technique. You know, everyone has their own techniques, but it's just a lot of tactical play. Um, Also, just body language, the attitude on the court, how he is, how the player carries himself around the court. If a top 50 ATP player misses a ball and moves on, why should I get mad if I miss a ball? It was just smaller things like that, and trying to focus more on the bigger picture and not, everything right now.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I also tell all the students and all people around the world, that in the tennis match, you just need to win like 55% of the points, and if you lose 45% of the points, that's a clear win. You win like 6-2, 6-2. And Rafa in his like 13th French Open wins, all in all, overall, he just made like I think 56% of the points, and it's just like incredible that everyone imagines like 70%. I mean, he wins like almost every match, like clearly, but if it's 60-40, it's already like love and one. Like if you win 60
Yeah.
points and he
Wow.
wins 40, it's love and one. But this is like what a lot of people don't know and don't understand. So just make yourself understand that if you make a mistake or the opponent makes a good shot, just put it to the 40% that he can have. But focus on the 60 or on the 55 or at least 51. This is also like in average over your career, you will win a lot of matches if it's just 51. Just keep that definitely in mind. Um, how does Kolo feel that Becker won Wimbledon a year younger than he is now? is something?
Uh, Wait, he won at what, 17?
Yeah. He won it.
Uh,
Yeah,
I don't know how to feel about that. That's
it's
just
crazy.
that's just he's amazing. He's different. But I guess times were different back then. I don't think you'll see a 17-year-old winning a slam anytime soon.
I think that will never ever happen. I mean, you see Alcaraz, which is an incredible player for 17, like beating like very good guys, but beating like a slam, beating like top, like you need to beat like 3 top 10 players. And nowadays, I mean, come on, this is just, in my opinion, will never ever happen. I mean, like if 3 people get injured on the way and in quarters, semis, and final, then might be. But like just if they play full matches, I cannot imagine that that's gonna be that's gonna be possible.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you very much for joining here. That was definitely a fun talk. Getting some background insights also from Africa, South Africa. I really like to talk to different people from different countries and see how they grew up, how everything went there. And I'm happy that you so far made it the way that you wanted to be, like almost top 10 in juniors is a good start. And then of course I know that that it's a keep working hard every day and keep working for every match, as you said. Just go out there, challenge, and then if you lose, you learn. Go back on the court, practicing also, like of course mental and tactical stuff. And then I'm sure you make your way somehow. I hope we see us on a Challenger Tour somewhere, maybe on a Slam, hopefully one day. And if you're in Cologne in Germany, just definitely text me and I'll welcome you anytime here if there's a tournament or whatever. Do you play actually league in Germany?
No, I've heard a lot about it. I've only heard good things about it, so we'll see. Maybe in a year or 2 or more, maybe a few months. We'll see.
That's good, because it's always on clay. It's always on clay, and I'm sometimes helping people to get to the clubs, to get connected to the clubs. But I just wanted to know if you were actually in a club already. But I will set something up for you, that's for sure. And then you can just see if you want to do it or not. So Kholo, again, thank you very much. Have a good one. Have a good tournament in Israel. Definitely following that on Tuesday. Good luck for that, and we'll see us hopefully somewhere. All the best. Stay safe. Stay healthy, Kholo. Was a pleasure.
Thanks so much. I'm glad we could chat.
Same. Thank you very much, Kholo. Take care.